7 degrees Celsius outside, it's 27 November, and let's trigger some anti-vegans by showing how resilient a vegan can be. Cold resistance to the max, no Wim Hof experience, no need to learn anything, adequate diet, European genes do all the work for me. So it's time for a mass update. As you guys know, I have been back into bodybuilding for roughly 6 weeks now. I'm also in the run to prove that vegans can outdo carnivores. Learn more about that through this video. Spread the message. Let's make this a full-blown thing. Vegans, it's time to take a stand. It's time to show what a well thought out vegan diet can do and how eating meat is not a guarantee for the best results. So anyway, here's my update. About 6 weeks ago I was around 138 pounds. Today, 6 weeks later, I'm about 158 pounds or 72 kilos. Just 3 pounds shy of my previous highest weight. Here's an in-between picture taken about 4 weeks ago at 145 pounds. This was the moment that I really became serious about lifting again after I built up a basic cardio and such. So that's a weight gain of 20 pounds over a course of 6 weeks. And by the way, this is done with a program that consists of 90% bull worker exercises. So yes, you can build up muscle perfectly fine with a bull worker, and yes, you can easily build muscle on a vegan diet. These are the results from someone who knows 100% what he is doing. And for the record, this is 5 weeks worth of training, not 6, because I had 1 week where I was sick from a flu. First flu I had in 3 years. But flus are great, you always feel better afterwards than before. I wish I had them more often, to be honest. Some people were giving me crap that there is no way that I can pack on 20 pounds on raw bliss in a month. And I will reaffirm this, I absolutely can. If he'd take 100% of my advice, he'd blow up. The biggest reason for that is that the guy is underweight. People that are below their maintenance weight gain back their weight relatively easy. Especially compared to those that want to build up excess weight. And if you really believe I cannot do it for raw bliss, I managed to do basically the same for myself. And I wasn't even underweight to begin with. I started this journey with a somewhat above average physique, yet I still managed to add 20 pounds to this frame, buddy, in 6 weeks. Now sure, part of that weight is food in my stomach, some is fat, and a large part is muscle glycogen. You have people that think you can only do this with steroids. And look, if we were talking about new growth, absolutely. There's no way to do that naturally. 20 pounds of new growth in a month, no way, never going to happen. Even with roids, that would be nearly impossible. But muscle memory is a totally different beast. I've experienced these crazy jumps in lean weight before. I have done it at least twice. And it's all due to muscle memory. And it seems that every time you swing between weights that you have been at previously, it becomes easier and easier. As long as you know what to eat and how to train. You can be back at your previous peak in months, depending on where you start from. And you got to understand that this is indeed all muscle memory. I will really emphasize that. I'm not claiming to have a lot of new growth here. And look, if you still think this change is too much to be believable, then don't take my word for it, but do this. If you are a muscle builder, just stop lifting for a month. You'll lose like sometimes up to 12 pounds. But you'll have it back in like 2 weeks if you start lifting again. I'm not that much of an outlier here. That's just how quick it goes. The same thing happens when people have flus. They can lose like 25 pounds depending on their frame. It's just muscle glycogen. You don't lose actual muscle that quick. I never completely stopped lifting and therefore I never lost actual muscle, people. Just my muscle glycogen. So at this point, gaining new weight, it's going to be a hassle. This rate of growth will not keep up. I assume that I might reach 165 pounds by May, so that's not that much of an increase over the next 5 months. I'm about 12 to 14% body fat at this point, and in March I might be 10%. And perhaps if I really want to push the limit, I might go for 8%. For me, it's easier to stay lean and become leaner. Gaining fat and excess mass, on the other hand, it's not that easy for me. It's just not in my genetics. No matter what type of diet I do, I can do it. It's part of having small bones, see, really small wrists, and extreme metabolism. I will only gain fat if I gain muscle next to it, it seems. For some people, they would consider that a blessing. For others, it's a curse. I consider it a curse. Anyway, next to my weight gain, here's a chart as an update on my stats and my measurements. and my arms are almost back at their peak, more than an inch growth from where I started. 13.8 inches to nearly 15 inches, or 35 centimeters to 38 centimeters. Forearms are back at near peak, a little over half an inch growth, going from 11.5 to 12.2. Chest went from 37 to 38.5 inches. Waist, little over an inch growth, went from 29 to 30.5 inches. I used to have a waist that was a little over 31 inches. I haven't done much work on my core yet, so it surprised me that there was this much growth. My thighs, little over an inch growth, going from 39 centimeters to 52 centimeters, or 19 inches to 20.5 inches. Again, as with my waist, I haven't done much leg work yet. My legs used to be way bigger at 56 centimeters or 22 inches, and I hope to grow them this coming year up to 58 centimeters or 23 inches. Most of the growth potential should be in my legs. My calves, 1 centimeter growth, started a little below 14 inches, now it's a little bit over 14 inches. I've only trained them twice since starting, so it could even fall in the margin of error. For all I know, there might be no growth at all, so take this one with a grain of salt. My neck, not much work done on my neck yet. My neck used to be 42 centimeters, and since starting anew, my neck was roughly 37 centimeters. I added a little bit over a centimeter. The neck grows really quick if you hit it twice a week. I don't ever want my neck to be over 42 centimeters. The reason for that is that a neck that's too big can cause sleep apnea, among some other issues, and that's just not worth it. Aim for a big neck, don't go overboard with it. Real big necks are for powerlifters and gym goers with above 18% body fat. To rain really hard, and therefore I'm going to do the rest of the video inside. So overall, this is a really good start. I'm absolutely satisfied with these results, and as of now, it could not have gone much better than this. And I'm hyped to see what the future will bring. These results, again, I will say it, in my opinion, are great. And of course, there are going to be people that say, man, if you did keto or carnivore, you would have gained a mass even quicker. And that's great and all, but to those people I'd say, show me. Go walk the talk. Show me that you can build up mass that quickly without carbohydrates. And I'm not talking about losing fat, becoming lean. No, I'm talking about building up actual mass. Show me how great meat and fat are for fueling your muscle glycogen stores. I'll be waiting. I haven't seen carnivores reaching this amount of weight gain in lean mass in such a short amount of time, let alone outdo me. And in my opinion, it can be done. That's why all these bigger carnivore channels tell you, get on the carbs if you want to gain lean mass. Savage, Primal Edge, Frank all had to reach for the carbs in the form of milk, honey and fruit in order to gain weight. Frank couldn't gain any weight beyond 140 pounds until he started including dairy in his diet. He was wasting away. It's not even really carnivore at that point. He's just substituting the carbs he would get from potatoes, tubers, fruit with milk. And now he contemplates to include grains into his diet because he simply can't do it without the carbs. So yeah, go walk the talk. I never see anti-vegans walk the talk, you know. They have to include carbs for the results. Anyway, here's me flexing without a pump. Unfortunately, don't got a before video, that would have been great, but the results are obvious if you look at videos of me from roughly 6 to 8 weeks ago. Anyway, have a good one everyone, see you next time. Remember, no pump guys.